Mushfiq here from techitron.com, and we are finally back with a new hot device in the market right now. Yeah, you got that right. It's the Huawei Nova 2i, a quad camera bezelless smartphone at a very competitive price. The Nova 2i capitalizes on the latest trend in smartphone market, that is having a taller display. The device has an 18:9 aspect ratio display and is one of the few phones in the market to have this feature at such a low price. This is Huawei's first phone with not 2 or 3 but 4 cameras. It's capable of clicking selfies with an enhanced depth of field using both the front and the rear facing cameras. But this phone is not just about selfies or the portrait mode, as the device packs in plenty more. Is this enough to make it a capable all-rounder in the mid-range smartphone segment? Let's find out. I've been using this device for about 2 weeks till now, and so far didn't face much hiccups. The fingerprint sensor here is perfectly placed within reach and opens up instantly. The Nova 2i actually shares familiar tiles with the Honor 8 Pro with the same premium metal unibody design, the classy matte back, rounded corners and curved edges. Let's see what we have in the box, where you have the phone, of course, a case, a SIM ejector tool, a headphone, and of course a USB cable, which unfortunately is not a Type-C. Well, also the device comes with a screen protector on it already, so you do not need to buy another one. The case that comes in the box is a hard plastic and it is quite tough. Well, let's try to bend it, and okay, it doesn't bend so much, so that's good enough, and I really don't want to break it right now. So the phone itself fits in perfectly. You do not have to fight your way through it, and it just gets in without any hassle. And let's just remove the dirt here, and yeah, that looks great. The unique selling point of the phone, as mentioned earlier, is the quad camera feature, but in my point of view, I found the build quality of the device to be top notch. The aluminum chassis of the device, complete with the fine matte finish, gives it a very premium look. At the bottom you have the headphone jack, the USB port and the speaker at the side. At the back you have the flash, the primary camera, the secondary camera and the fingerprint sensor within good reach. Now at the front you have the basic setup with the speaker and of course the front facing dual cameras. At the side you have the SIM card tray slot where you can also put in your micro SD at the same place, and on the other the volume rocker buttons and the power buttons. Thanks to the matte finish, the rounded corners and the curved edges, it makes the device easy to hold without it slipping off. The Huawei full view display with minimal bezels on the front sums up the device's appeal of featuring an 18:9 aspect ratio. The display is what I would buy this phone for. For a mid-range device to have an all-view display is just worth it. The 5.9-inch panel flows from the top to the bottom, minimizing the bezels, making the content in the display look gorgeous. The full HD Plus resolution makes it sharp, and I couldn't spot any stray pixels or text with jagged edges despite setting the display to the smallest scale available. When held up front, the whites looked pleasant and did not showcase odd color tones. The color saturation was well under control with no visible gradients whatsoever. The display may not have colors that pop up like an AMOLED unit, but is closer to the natural tone, which is something I personally prefer. And here we have the eye comfort feature where, to make the display more soothing to your eyes, you can adjust the color temperature from cold to warm or even select. Well, here's a feature I loved. Since the phone is quite tall, there might be some hassle to pull down the notification bar, but good thing there's an option where you can add a dedicated button in the navigation key to pull it easily, which surely will help. Great feature there. The EMUI 5.1 is running the show here in Nova 2i, which is built on top of the Android Nougat. The UX is quite simple, and it seems Huawei has responded to user feedback, one of them being the slow response and bloatware. Once you launch the camera app in the Huawei Nova 2i, you're greeted with a simple interface with quick toggles on one side and a photo video select on the other. There are plenty of camera options such as normal photo mode, pro video mode, night mode, HDR, panorama, time-lapse, filterings and more. Well, here you have the wide aperture mode, a portrait mode where you can take pictures with bokeh effects, and also a live pic mode. Personally, I liked using the Pro Photo mode since it was possible for me to tweak the settings according to my liking, just the way I would do it in my DSLR, like changing the focus mode from autofocus to manual, the ISO, the aperture and the shutter speed and all. The default auto mode for shooting the photos works well and tends to sharpen the image after taking it. The top rear camera has a 16 megapixel sensor, which is good enough to take macro shots and landscape shots in daylight, whereas the secondary 2 megapixel one supports the primary one for the portrait mode and the bokeh effect. The front camera works pretty good, and the best part, you can even take bokeh shots with this, like the one I'm just taking now, one of my face. Here in the gallery, the pictures look great with good details and sharpness in both night and daylight, like this one I just took a while back. And The details look quite great in the screen at daylight, and yeah, this turns out to be pretty good. I took a sample time-lapse video and the quality was good, so yeah, you can check it out right now in the sample video. The Huawei Nova 2i is armed by the house's octa-core Kirin 659 processor, supported by a decent 4GB of RAM and a 3340 mAh battery, which according to Huawei is good enough for watching a video for 9 hours, 20 hours of talk time on a single charge, and 7 hours of gaming. This is a medium-range phone, so our level of expectation wasn't high either on the performance side. In real-life performance, I took the Huawei Nova 2i to the limit by playing high-end games like Asphalt 8 and Dead Trigger 2. Watched a movie American made, took pictures, recorded video, browsed the net, and again watched high-def videos in YouTube. I started doing this thorough test at exactly 2 p.m. with 85% charge and ended up with 37% at 8:45 p.m. Within 60 hours and 45 minutes and the level of testing that I've done, around 48% was lost. However, with no gaming and a very minimal use and brightness at 50%, I found the phone to last for more than 24 hours. Well, I'll be uploading. The Huawei Nova 2i will carry a price tag of 26,900 taka and certainly deserves to be in the list of the best phones in the sub 30,000 taka category. With a premium build design, the full view display, a fingerprint scanner, and also the quad camera feature, the Nova 2i is certainly amongst our recommended devices. The 18:9 aspect ratio display trend is just starting and has been introduced in few high flagships, and to see it already available in a mid-range device is a bonus. The processor works well for the daily routine apps, with the software very easy to use. Overall, my stay with the Huawei Nova 2i was satisfactory and I can definitely recommend this mid-range device. Well guys, if you have liked this video, do press the like button and of course stay connected with Techatron by subscribing. Help us reach 10,000 subscribers and we will do another giveaway very soon. Till then, adios.